All right, listen, I need to know immediately. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Somebody get in the comment section. Just put one. Just put yes. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me turn this music off here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Get in here, ladies and gentlemen. Please let me know. Can you hear me? I see people populating in there right now. Come on in. We got a lot to talk about. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on. Come on in the door. Welcome, 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 welcome. Please come on in. If you can hear me, please let me know that you can hear me. And if you can't hear me by now, somebody somebody should have commented by now saying, I can't hear you. You're just talking. Where's my phone? All right, cool. Somebody put a heart up there, which means that you can hear me clearly. All right, and if you can hear me clearly, we can go ahead and get on with this because I don't want to take a lot of your time this evening, but there is literally like the can't make this um we know what all happened yesterday, and I'm quick to remind people that um you know the celebration is one thing, but the problems still remain, the issues still remain. So um you know what were we actually celebrating? You know what I mean? Because and I guess the answer to that would be we were celebrating the effort, and we were celebrating embracing the fight and understanding that this thing is far from over, and there's a lot of work to be done. And I think we were celebrating the fact that we are here for the long haul. We are here. We're all in. All right. And to that point, um, my voice is kind of off a little bit. So the doctor recommended that I drink some beer. So I got Blue Moon. Blue Moon. I'm gonna tag you in this Blue Moon. Um, so you need to fund this this broadcast, right? All right. Anyway, that's an old Navy trick, but I don't know if it works or not. Maybe it's just an excuse to drink beer. But what I want to talk to you guys tonight about is a serious situation. Like again, I don't have to rehash, go back over, you know what I mean, and talk about what we've already talked about. What I want to do is keep moving the conversation forward, right? Because right now, in real time, while one part of the democratic process was playing itself out, another part of the democratic process was playing itself at the same time simultaneously. There's a lot of things that's at play right now in Georgetown County, and I always talk about connecting the dots, and here's some more dots that we need to connect. And again, I need you guys to hit that share button, because opportunity is just showing itself, because the will of the people, the power is always with the people. Because of the will of the people, this these things are presenting, these opportunities are presenting themselves. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a reaction. I'm going to do a reaction to um, what I consider the most important part of Georgetown County Council meetings, and I would highly um, suggest that you go watch these meetings. Okay, they should be paying me for promoting their page because they don't do a damn thing to promote that page. Um, Somebody in the media department, I know you guys be watching. And the reason why I know you guys be watching, because all of a sudden now you guys coming up with podcasts, and that's all good. But I'm like James Brown in this thing right here in Georgetown County. So you got to pay me now. All right. But anyway, we going on to something else. Um, Last night's meeting was very, very, again, while some of you watched citizens celebrate a small battle in a war, okay? on the other side, you had citizens fighting, and we're all fighting the same war, but we just can't connect the dots. It's simple things, and hopefully tonight, in light of everything that we're watching take place, and the fact that some of you came here to hear me say something, crazy or whatever, or talk about people. Well, that's God sending you over here so that you can get the information that I'm about to give you. Because again, we're not going to sit back because it's too important for the future for the kids. And you're going to hear this thing when I'm saying play out in the meeting that took place in Georgetown County Council uh, at last night, June 25th. And again, you don't have to go to the meetings per se. You can do exactly what I do sometimes when I can't make it there physically, is I watch it online, right? And so, and let's get into this. And again, this is the section of the meeting that to me is the most important part of the meeting. All right, let's get into this.
Again, congratulations to Ms. Jefferson and to her family. Remarkable things coming out of Georgetown. We'll move on down to our.
And that is true, man, because we got the Olympic and the young lady going to the Olympics. I know I get buried in politics a lot of times, you know what I mean? And I can't wait till football season come, because that is definitely a diversion for me. But yeah, shout out to that young lady and her family. This is the second time in my lifetime that I've seen an Olympian win, and I know we got a junior Olympian. This young man, don't want to leave him out, but he's, it's a huge accomplishment, based on his age, you know what I mean, alone. But we had a gold medalist in the Olympics that took place in Atlanta, and this next round of the Olympics is going to take place in Paris. But shout out to that young lady and her family. But let's get back to this business.
Public comments. A public comment period is included on each meeting agenda and shall be limited to 30 minutes. Each speaker will be limited to no more than 3 minutes. No speaker may yield his or her allotted time to another speaker. Members of the public who wish to address council during the public input period should sign up with the clerk of council before the meeting is called to order. Again, each speaker will be limited to no more than 3 minutes, and we have.
And that's key right there. So, and as you guys decide, hey, listen, I want to go out and talk about some issues that's taking place in my part of the county, consider the fact that they're only going to give you 3 minutes. And that is if there's less than 10 speakers, okay? If there's like 10, 15 speakers, if there's 10 or more speakers, if there's more than 10 speakers, they're going to cut you down to 2 minutes. And so keep that into consideration. And I'm only saying that because you guys will see a lot of folks, it's not a lot of time to get out. Some of these issues are very complex, and let's go.
Have a 30-minute time period for the entire public comment section. If any of you are making the same comments regarding the same issue, then it may be feasible if you desire 3 minutes to take a look at it and see whether you still desire to speak. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone sign up for a public comment this evening?
Mr. Chairman, we have one speaker signed up for public comments tonight. And as you stated, she will have up to 3 minutes, and that is Miss Eileen Johnson.
And so in this case right here, and again, I know what the rules say, and I'm not, my point in saying what I'm getting ready to say is that maybe we need to look at, doing some different things, because this process is not effective, because there you have one speaker speaking during the public comment section, and she's still, limited to 3 minutes. But that's just me.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Council. I want to come here to speak on 8 Oaks Park. The one thing that, as a council, you don't remember what your predecessors did or promised or thought about. And often y'all come and go. but your consequences of your decisions last for a lifetime.
Ma'am, I forgot your name, but we need to run that back. I hope y'all heard what she just said. That was some bars right there.
Put periods aside with the clerk of council before the meeting is called to order. Again, each speaker will be limited to no more than 3 minutes, and we have a 30-minute time period for the entire public comment section. If any of you are making the same comments regarding the same issue, then it may be feasible if you desire 3 minutes to take a look at it and see whether you still desire to speak. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone sign up for public comments this evening?
Mr. Chairman, we have one speaker signed up for public comments tonight. And as you stated, she will have up to 3 minutes, and that is Miss Eileen Johnson.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, council. I want to come here to speak on 8 Oaks Park. The one thing that, as a council, you don't remember what your predecessors did or promised or thought about. And often y'all come and go, but your consequences of your decisions last for a lifetime.
And I know it took me a minute to get back to that, but let me tell you something. What she said is, if any of you are considering running for public office, this what they should cut out this part of that. You should cut this part out of that. And anytime you get ready and you have to make a decision, you need to play what this young lady right here just said right there, because that is the, God's honest truth. Let's go, Eileen.
Well, we were promised in the 90s that these parks and the money that was spent on them would be utilized for green space for our young people and for our adults. And 8 Oaks Park was supposed to be a premier park. It was supposed to be the park between Andrews and Georgetown that provided that space. I was here. I've served on Parks and Recreation twice, and I'm now on the Zoning Board of Appeals for 5 years. I have watched the good, the bad, and the ugly on everything that goes on in council. But y'all want.
In other words, y'all can't run this game on Ms. Eileen. Go ahead, Ms. Eileen. Rock out.
Weren't here in the 90s when these promises were made.
In other words, Ms. Eileen said she been here. Y'all just come here. And y'all come here and don't know what's going on because you don't talk to the people who've been here. Let's go, Eileen.
And I find that deciding that part of this property is disposable is unconscionable.
Now, what she's talking about, the property she's talking about, 8 Oaks Park. If you in Georgetown County, you travel between Georgetown and Andrews, 8 Oaks Park is the baseball field out there, right? Now, what she said, I can't believe that you find part of this property disposable. Well, there's a 125-acre tract of this property right there next to 8 Oaks Park that the county council is getting ready to sell. And that's what Miss Eileen's talking about.
Because that is reneging on your predecessor's promise.
And like she said, she was here when back in the 90s, in order to get the people to go for it, they promised all this green space and all of this stuff for the kids and for the youth. And so here we are, fast forward to now, and listen to Miss Eileen. Let's go.
We cannot rebuy that property.
And you know why she knows that? Go ahead, Eileen.
And a lot of that property is wetlands because Ports Creek runs right down one side, and there are other wetlands. So y'all sell 125 acres and y'all declare that surplus. Well, you might be selling the core of what could be done with that property.
In other words, y'all effing up.
And we will never be able to actually see what your predecessors had promised, which is a premier park for us.
And before I get too far off into being funny and all of this, what I want you all to see is that these folks All of those folks lined up in that gallery there, they're waiting for us to win some battles like we won last night. There are some connections that need to be made, but because of socioeconomic, all these unreal things, we're all throwing rocks at the same throne and not getting no response. It's like the old saying says, if a dog barks at the moon, it's not a problem. But if the moon barks back, then the dog is crazy. Go ahead.
And George, I'm a 35-year real estate agent too. So I understand what's going on and I know the cost of property. So when you make this decision, there are
Listen, when y'all go back and look at this, y'all look at that lady eye and look how she looking at those folks.
consequences. And there are a lot of people extremely upset because we were promised in the 90s one thing, and now we're switching it up. Green space is very valuable and our county is growing. This park needs to be preserved for the future generations. I'm pretty much had for that. I mean, at my age, it's no consequence. For my great-grandchildren and your children, if they live around here, it's going to be the future of the park system.
That's called purpose. That's called speaking in your purpose. You got that purpose. It don't matter what they say. It don't. Let's go, Eileen.
And we can't, if you take this little piece off, then if you decide to expand and go somewhere else, where are you going to go?
They don't plan to go anywhere, Eileen. They have their I think, and this is all speculation at this point right here, what I'm talking about right now, because there could be two sets of plans. There could be the plan that we see, and then there could be another set of plans. You know what I mean? Where this group of let's just call them elite individuals kind of sit around and say, well, okay, you know, we got that right there, but we'll move in this direction. Now that sounds crazy, right? That sounds tin foil hatish and all that good stuff. But wait till we get to the next part of this video. And by the way, hit the like button if you're following along.
We already have it. It's not surplus. It needs to be preserved. Thank you.
Does it look like she was finished saying what she had to say? But you got 3 minutes, and let's see if the council responds to her. Okay, the people are in agreement with it. Okay, there's the people who actually voted for these people that they looking up at. Let's go. No response. And ladies and gentlemen, Georgetown County has 7 districts, right? And so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 council people up there, right? So there's Raymond Newton who's missing, and then there's Bob Anderson who's missing. I want you to keep that in mind, okay? Because this is one of those tricks that they do when this body is in collusion, and then you have to ask yourself, if they're in collusion, then who are they in collusion for? Who's wagging this dog? Because you heard and you saw what happened last night in Andrews, South Carolina, in District 3, Georgetown County District 3. You saw that. You witnessed that. Now, again, keep your eye on what's going on in this next section. Now, somebody just spoke out and said, hey, because they got it confused, because there's 2 sections in the meeting when the public is able to speak. And anytime you see the gallery that filled with people, it's usually because it's the second or third reading And now the landowners who actually live there realize how they're going to be affected by this decision that these people sitting up here are going to make. And then now they come in and try to fight back at it. But at that point, it's too late. And that's where your county councilman betrays you, because that's the thing. They can get out enough information for you to come vote for them. But what about when these projects are being developed? And that's why we got to keep our eye on the agenda. There's something that is new. Okay. I understand that. Some people are like, what the hell is he talking about? You just listen long, just listen. You'll figure it out.
I have you on the list to speak for the land use plan. Land use.
The land use plan, that is a big word in Georgetown County. And if you live in Georgetown County, you know Georgetown County has a lot of land that they don't use. So that's just a great name, the land use plan. Let's see what they're talking about, Yodo.
Plan is coming up a little bit later.
Thank you. We move on down on our agenda. We're now moving up to consent agenda. 2 matters that were included on the consent agenda were previously approved by virtue of the agenda approval process.
The consent agenda. Now he's talking, let me slow it down because I got it sped up a little bit. And what he's saying, guys, in the consent agenda is that these are things that are just being approved. Like there's no, it's not being put out to the public or whatever. It's just being approved. It's a consent agenda. And I learned this about maybe 2 years ago, I think. I'm sorry, I went back a little too far. Okay, here we go.
I have you on the list to speak for the land use plan. Land plan is coming up a
And
little
what
later.
she's saying, the land use plan, there's a public hearing.
Thank you.
And
We move on down on our agenda. We're now moving up to consent agenda.
Chairman
2
Moran,
matters that were included on the
Oh,
consent
that's
agenda
funny.
were previously approved by virtue of the agenda approval process. That is procurement number 24-012, CTC Road Repair and Resurfacing, fiscal year 24.
procurement means they buying something, they spending some money, okay? And this was on the consent agenda, and he's talking really fast. Again, let me slow him down because he don't talk that fast. But for time's sake, I just wanted to slow him down a little bit. Let me go back to normal. There we go.
And procurement number 24-022, CTC emulsified asphalt pavement ceiling projects, fiscal year 24. Now we're coming down to our public hearings.
So he thought it was funny when that guy spoke up when he thought that they passed him because, obviously he didn't understand that the public comments and the public and you guys' cameras suck right there. That lighting right there, look how blown up, look how overexposed that is. And you can hire us, absolutely. Clean Feed, you definitely can hire us, and we can take your county, city, and municipality meetings to the next level. I should have had that Clean Feed commercial queued up. But anyway, let's go, y'all.
And the first public hearing will be pertaining to ordinance number 24-20 to amend the future land use map to reflect the redesignation of property located at 7388 Choppy Road in Georgetown County, identified as TMS number 03-0441-012-00-00 from low density residential to medium density residential. The floor is now open for the public hearing regarding ordinance number 24-20.
All right, guys, this is why we need to make changes, and as the people, we need to make changes. Because if as a people we make the changes, we'll do what we got to do with these people. So I'm pointing out something here. That's Chairman Moran. He said something about Choppy Road, right? And Everett over there, look, he's thinking about the election. He must have got a text. It was 6 o'clock. But anyway, where the same issue, okay, and I'm talking to y'all over there on Choppy Road out there in that area over there. I'm talking to y'all now. All right. Maybe the eyes, uncross your eyes and listen well. Okay. You're going to see the difference in the power of the people and the power of no people. Okay. So Chairman Moran just read off about changing a land use issue in Chapee. They're going to change from low density to high density. Okay, cool. That's good. Boom, boom, boom. Now he's going to open the floor up for public comments. Let's go. See how long this lasts.
Does anyone wish to speak regarding that particular ordinance? Hearing nor seeing any, the public hearing regarding ordinance number 24-20 is now closed.
That's his district. That's how he do what he want to do. Y'all be like, Lewis do what he want to do over there. Yeah, because y'all ain't over here doing nothing. Facts. Facts. You don't show up to the meeting. That's what happens.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Let's keep it moving.
We'll move on down to ordinance number 24-24. An ordinance to declare a surplus property located on US Highway 521.
That's the thing that Miss Eileen was just talking about when she said how you guys are going to declare this thing. And all you baseball dads and moms, all of the ones of you who like to be talking about, well, Rick McClary, that's the Cliff, man. I got to do it to you, boy. Just for point of note, the mayor of Andrews, South Carolina has nothing to do with Georgetown County Parks and Recreation Fields. You would have to talk to your county representative for that. If you stop being fixated on the mayor and actually learn what the mayor's job is and stop trying to tell him what his job is, then maybe you could figure out who it is you need to lay your complaints, where you need to lay your complaints, because you talking about falling on deaf ears, and it's frustrating. It is frustrating. It is frustrating. I wonder if Ollie Cox spent more time teaching civics instead of trying to well, you know what he was, you know what he went to jail for. So don't. Ooh, he said was true. They'll be blocking me again, I guess. Here we go.
17A High Market Street, totaling approximately 125.39 acres.
125.39 acres. Now the question is, who are you selling it to, and what are you selling it to them for? That's Parks and Recreation right there. That's 125 acres. Did you know about that? No, you didn't, because I didn't. Let's go.
Adjacent to 8 Oaks Point.
And that's why I said we got to keep our eyes on these agendas, and because you got to ask who's putting this stuff on the agenda. If the people saying they don't want it, who's putting it on there? Let's go.
Park and designated as TMS number 02-1008-006-00-00, and to authorize the disposition thereof. Is there anyone here desiring to speak on ordinance number 24-24?
And the lady that spoke in the public comment section, her comments were about this ordinance, right? And because, you know, again, she didn't know. She knew to come down there and whatever. But I don't think she understood that, you know, speaking at the public. What's the difference between a public hearing, the public hearing and the public comments? Let's go.
The public hearing is not open for that particular ordinance. Hearing nor seeing anyone speaking regarding ordinance number 24-24, the public hearing is now closed.
So all of the future parents, because the parents who are there now with their kids, they're gonna be like, man, it didn't used to look like this. They'll be coming back with their grandkids like, what the hell? They got that mill over there next to the ball field. That didn't happen back in my day. I'm tell you right now, we wouldn't have done that. We'd voted them some bit right up on out of there. Got them right on up out of there. I promise you now, that wouldn't have happened. What happened, man? Y'all done got soft, man. No, we ain't paying attention what's going on. 125 acres. Let's figure out what they're doing with that 125. Do we have answers? Let's go.
We move down to ordinance number 24-25. And ordinance to declare surplus real property located off of Highway 17.
Whoa, Highway 17. What part of town we talking about? Y'all like to talk junk about the neck. Y'all, boy, them my peoples over there. Yo, hold on now. He says 17. This is what kind of issue is this right here, Chairman?
Lying along Woodbrook Boulevard and known as the Woodbrook Bike Path, and to authorize the disposition thereof. The public hearing is now open regarding ordinance number 24-25. Does anyone
All right, is anyone going to come about the bike path? All right, let's see.
desire to speak regarding same? Seeing or hearing anyone in the public hearing regarding ordinance number?
Nobody for public. Oh, because they want that bike path. Bike path? Bike path sounds good, right? But now let's talk about some other stuff.
24-25 is now closed. We move down to the public hearing regarding ordinance number 24-30, an ordinance to approve the revised land use element comprehensive
That's the again, guys. Land use.
plan. The public hearing regarding ordinance number 24-30 is now open. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, I do have 17 speakers.
17 speakers, land use. We didn't have any from Choppy. We didn't have none from Choppy, none from the Choppy project, but they got 17 from 17.
Stupid. I'm not gonna let you get
She
the
was
chance.
17. I guess that's what it is. Let's go. Let's see what this is. This should be interesting. Now, remember what I told you earlier. If you're still here, please again hit that like button, that share button, so we can bring more people here. Hit the follow button. We need to keep this going. And then I will talk about all that later. But anyway, if you were here earlier, I was talking about the fact that see, that's how you lose your point right there. Just lose your spot right there. Just sitting there staring at E over there. What time is it? 6:13. Ghana. But I was talking about the difference in you saw again last night what happens when the people step up, the people get together, the people get on the ground, the people work. This has been proven. This ain't nothing new. We didn't, you know what I mean? We tapped into what has been there for all us, grassroots, good old people, good old conversation. But you're going to see a difference here now. And also, I talked my way back and remember. There's 17 people, right? And remember, they get 3 minutes. Well, these public comment and public hearing sessions are only 30 minutes. So now they're going to split that down, or they're going to break that down to 2 minutes per comment. But these folks have been doing this for a while. They're united. Not saying that it's effective, which means that to my folks over there on that Waccamaw Neck, hey, take a look over on the west side of the county and see what's going on, right? And let's talk. And because again, there's dots that need to be connected here. Let's go.
Signed up to speak to this ordinance. And our first speaker is Mr. Henry Westendorp.
So you have 17 people signed up,
Yes, sir.
so they're limited to 2 minutes per person,
That's correct.
no more than 2 minutes. Thank you. 2 minutes per person.
That's correct.
Brevity is
More
not
than
my
2
strength,
minutes.
but I'll do my best for you.
Thank you.
I've lived in Polly's Plantation for the last
2 minutes
7
per
years,
person.
and
Correct.
brevity is
More
not
than
my
2
strength,
minutes,
but I'll do my best for you.
Enormous.
I've lived in Polly's
increase,
Plantation 30 to 40% in the 2020 forward period, and I'm speaking with a little bit of knowledge because I was a developer in South Florida for 15 years, Braddock Properties. And the difference we have in the neck is it's a very unusual configuration of land. There's no way to do a bypass effectively, and if you do a bypass north of Brook Green around, it would be built so long in the future that we would have a disaster in the meantime. I request that you evaluate Beaudreux's plan with a goal of having a net zero increase compared to the existing plan. I did say that they claim a 50% reduction compared to zoning, but the zoning and the land use has been out of sync for a very, very long time. You know that we're running late here. The thing that bothers me the most is these emails from Keep It Green, and they've evidently invested an enormous amount of time in evaluating the land use plan and doing their own calculations. And so now you have 5,000 or so people, members of Keep It Green, reading what I'm reading, and I don't think
There you go. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
fair to the neck. You need to reconcile the two and not just move forward with the things for the neck. One last one is he was saying that there's 1,000 acres in the neck that could be downgraded. Well, one thing I'm an expert on is that upgrading density is money. That's how you make money in real estate. And if you go to the owners,
Whoa! Who was it that sponsored EC? Huh? Who was it that sponsored EC? The what? The realtors. That's how you make money. Y'all better listen, boy.
downgrade your real estate, you're going to have lawsuits from every one of them. At least if they're paying attention. Thank you.
And to your point, Mr. Port,
Wayne Draper.
not a response from the kings and the queens. Lily Jean, like, let me go ahead and put this on. Lily Jean, like, I can't wait to November. I'm done. What is he smirking for? What is the chairman smirking for? Right? It's 6:16 p.m. What is he smirking for? I know why he's smirking. I think he got a text that this guy next to him won't be there next to him after November. I mean, after next year, right? So I think, look at it, he's like, oh, yes, Andrews did it. And this guy right here, Clint's like, hey, boy, I think the flounder biting right now. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Oh my goodness, man. Did you guys know that Georgetown County Council meetings were so fun?
I'm Dwayne Draper with Keep It Green.
Dwayne, it was just throwing shots at you. I mean, keep it green. Keep it green. Let's go.
And I'd like to speak a few words from an opinion piece in the Coastal Observer newspaper from January of 2022.
Listen carefully, y'all.
We live on the Waccamaw Neck because it's a beautiful place along the ocean with Spanish moss draped live oaks, access to miles of estuaries and rivers, and low country charm. It has a great quality of life, and it's keep it that way. That can't happen unless residential growth is well controlled and managed. Georgetown County cannot allow more residential units to be built here than our infrastructure can handle. We cannot become another Myrtle Beach. We support the goal of no net residential density increases on the Waccamaw Neck. Our infrastructure just can't handle it. There are dormant projects on the Waccamaw Neck with thousands of approved residential units just waiting to be built. The Arcadia East project alone has about 3,000 units already approved for development. When built, these units will add about 6 car trips a day each on highway.
Now, do you guys understand why realtors is sticking their hand in Georgetown County elections? Didn't I just tell you that there's a 7-person council there and there's only 5 councilmen there? Okay. Let's go.
Highway 17, a road already stretched beyond design limits. We think it's important that the county land use plan update includes strong language to curb net residential density and call on the planning commission and county council to ensure its inclusion.
Now, these are not his words. He's reading an editorial. Let's go.
In the plan. Finally, it may seem unusual for 2 county council candidates running in different districts to team up for an opinion piece like this. We think it's important to show unity on issues affecting the Waccamaw Neck, particularly on land use and our quality of life.
Who said that? Who said that, boss?
If elected, we're committed to
Who said that? Who wanted to be elected?
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Who did it?
working together for the betterment of the Waccamaw Neck.
Who did it, Bob?
Sounds like something that Keep It Green would say, but
Did Keep It Green say that? Because you work with Keep It Green now. So did Keep It Green say that? Who said that?
this was written by Clint Elliott and Stella Mercado. Say what you mean.
Ooh, not Becky and Daddy Rabbit.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Y'all better understand. They will say anything to get elected. And this is what the people do when you play with us. We get out here, hit the streets, get the people to follow behind, and then you switch on us. Just what boy right here did right here. He did it in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? He dropped it in 2 minutes. Boom. I mean, he in 2 minutes, man. Let's connect these dots. Let's not forget why we are here. We are in a session here to connect dots throughout Georgetown County. This is a indictment on Georgetown County. You guys seen, God allowed you to see what happened last night and what's happened. This both things happened last night. So now you're going back in time, seeing while you were watching one thing, here's the other thing that was, and that should let you know that, man, if those two forces somehow find that common ground, yeah, I mean, let's go.
But mean what you say.
You drop that. All right, so let's see what the council says. Let's see. Let's read the faces. What do they look? Lily Jean like, you can kiss my behind. November January can't get here fast enough. And Becky was like, my hair was good until I started this foolishness. I don't know who fooled me. Hey, y'all, look at Becky. Look, Becky didn't kill that whole Coke right there, dog. Becky didn't kill that whole Coke right there in an hour in the meeting. She done dropped that and a bottle of water. And Clint turned red over there. and the chairman look at him, he's smiling. He's like, well, it don't matter to me. You see me, none of my people come out. I ain't tripping. I ain't got to worry about nothing. And it's 6:19, and Everett Carolina don't look to be doing too good right there, guys. You better keep an eye on them over there. We're looking back in time. This is in real time. Let's go. And that was the people. They muted them, so I'm gonna give them the people some You know what I mean? That's what it actually sounded like. Because Georgetown County media department don't want you to get the essence of the meeting. That's what it's all about. You got to let the crowd think you want to dampen that out. Stop with the cheap mics. Come holler at me, pay me a consulting fee, and we can get this thing popping. Okay? It's for the betterment of the county. Okay? You're not going to change my attitude, but you can pay me. Let's go.
Monica Whalen.
Just one of those days. Every time you check that phone, that light should be shining over there, cuz. Don't worry about that.
Hi, I'm Monica Whalen. I'm a staff attorney at the South Carolina Environmental Law Project. or Dr. Jimmy Chandler, a former plant, the founder of our ongoing commitment process. The draft prototypes designed to encourage. I want to note that thought.
Listen, man, these white people want to keep Paulus Island the way it is, and I agree with them. I agree with y'all. But what we need y'all to do is get them to direct some of them funds over to the western and develop the western side of the county, not just for one family, one or two families. There it is, dog, in your face.
Thoughtful land use planning that incorporates increased density can actually preserve more open space than single family lots. For example, in 2020, a developer requested rezoning of a 3-acre lot in Pawleys Island on the corner of Kings River and Waverly. Initially zoned for low density.
They don't want no more development over there. What more can they say? But the problem is that the companies like realtors and all that, they don't want to, they trying to get that quick cash. You feel what I'm saying? They got a lot of these folks moving from up north that want to be on that beach. Myrtle Beach is just overpopulated right now. Horry County is, it's just, you if you got eyes, you see what's going on over there. Okay? And so that's what these folks are trying to stop from happening. And I support them. Why won't the county make use of some of this land they got out in these other places? Well, it doesn't. Well, I mean, show me the studies where it says that it doesn't make sense.
It allowed for 6 single-family lots, but required many curb cuts, excessive tree removal without any protected open spaces. By increasing the density allowance, the developer would have clustered a proposed 10-unit multifamily development and preserved about 2/3 of the lot as green space with a conservation easement in perpetuity. This would have reduced curb cuts from 6 to 1, drastically reduced impervious surfaces to
Because
under
what they're
20.
gonna do, man, is they're gonna blow. Like Georgetown kind of got a couple natural jewels. You know, one being the coast, one being its rivers. These fools are on a course to overdevelop it, right? Instead of developing away from it and having people, be able to drive to it, which will drive all kinds of money in between that whole process. It's just a quick cash. These developers, these realtors are like, man, bump that. We got people I got a whole community from wherever, Ohio, and you know what I mean? Like that whole HOA is ready to move everybody out down here. It's I don't know that happens. I'm just talking. Anyway.
20% and provided a 40-foot natural buffer around the property. Thus, while the actual number of units would have been higher, the amount of land left undisturbed and permanently protected would have significantly offset that impact. This draft provides multiple safeguards for environmental protection, such as conservation subdivisions, buffer and setback requirements for wetlands and floodplains, and policies to protect trees. The draft also includes language enabling the use of cultural overlay zoning. SCELP has used culture with the 10-mile community in Mount Pleasant and St. Helena and Beaufort. We need this element passed to be able to create zoning regulations that protect cultural heritage. We ask that the council approve this element and move quickly to enacting zoning ordinance that can add substance and specificity to this element. Thank you.
She said cultural overlay. What is a cultural overlay plan? What is that? Like a screensaver or something?
Donna Perry.
Good evening to the county council. Thank you for allowing me to speak here this evening. And also,
Thank you for having respect, ma'am, but they're not allowing you to speak. You're exercising your right to speak. They need to thank you for allowing them the opportunity for you to speak to them. But that's just me and my arrogance, I guess. But let's go.
so thank you for starting with such a beautiful prayer. May God's will be done.
That's why she's a Christian woman. That's why her heart's in the right place. See, I learned, y'all. Let's go.
Amen.
Amen.
My name is Donna Perry. I
Hey, Donna.
attended the standing room only meeting at the courthouse, and I spoke at the last planning and zoning board meeting here in the auditorium.
Did you get any traction on anything you said, Donna?
I expressed my concerns about safety, crime, increase in delays for first responders due to
Whoa. Again, let's connect the dots. Fa la 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 la. Connect the dots. Fa la 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 la. Connect the dots. You mean to tell me you guys in the Waccamaw Neck are dealing with delayed ambulance? Could it be delayed 30 minutes? I know white people ain't about to sit and stand for that. Not over there. You know what I mean? The ones over there with us, they kind of got to take it. You know what I mean? But they got to take it too. So, but that's interesting. I would love to hear more.
to the increase in traffic that we will have. Evacuation nightmares forcing long
Whoa. I just heard something, y'all. She'll come here. Evacuation nightmares? You wasn't here for Hugo, girl. Stop that craziness. Don't even try to play me like that.
I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Don't you try that. I heard that come here. You from Boston somewhere. You just come here. You don't know about no evacuation route, but go ahead.
lifelong residents out of their homes, the negative effects on wildlife, infrastructure issues, and natural resources.
But you're fighting for the people, the lifelong residents. So let's go ahead and get you back on the team. Let's go. Let's go.
Being further depleted in our area. I've attended the PACT meeting with Keep It Green and all the factual information that they provided. And I have also forwarded that to the council members. And I sent the entire speech that I spoke last time that I made to the Planning and Zoning Board, to the City Council, the Mayor, the South Carolina Department of Transportation, and to FEMA. I have contacted Brent McClellan, the Fire Chief, and Paulie's regarding these concerns with the proposed land use changes that will be decided here.
And what happened after you did all of that, babe?
And this is my proposal. This whole current land use proposal should be pushed back and revised with the area residents in mind, all concerns heard and seriously considered. Then put to a ballot vote so that all registered voters in this county can have their voice heard for the future of county that they live in. Go, Melissa.
To your
Thank you,
point, Ryan
Ryan.
Port.
Good evening. My name is Nikki Ryan. I'm the North Coast Office Director with the Coastal Conservation League. Thank you for this opportunity to speak, and thank you to planning staff, Planning Commission, Boudreaux Group for all of their hard work on drafting this element. I appreciate the inclusion of recommendations for low impact development methods, cultural protection overlays, and conservation workshop. We need a local ordinance to protect all wetlands in Georgetown County, not those. This was a goal that was included in the resiliency element and in the latest draft of the natural resource element, and should also be reflected in the land use element for consistency and a commitment to preserve our natural resources. That's been a priority for residents, as has come through through the surveys throughout this land use discussion. Finally, let me lend my support to the goal of increasing affordable and workforce housing, even on smaller lots where appropriate. Building in the floodplain, for example, would not be advisable. As a young professional, I cannot afford a $100,000 and many nurses, firefighters, teachers, police officers, etc., cannot afford to live on the neck either. I would also urge caution in pushing development towards the western portions of our county if there are not the jobs and amenities to go along with housing, because that's likely to sprawl and be an additional strain on our infrastructure and lead to increased traffic congestion on our major roadways if people are having to drive 15, 20 minutes to get where they need to go. But thank you for your consideration.
Victoria Alder.
Good evening. I'm Victoria Calder. I live in Merrill's Inlet, and I'm asking you to hit the pause button and delay moving forward with this ill-conceived plan. Instead, propose a moratorium on new development and work with your constituents to develop a plan that, unlike this one, is protective in 4 key areas. 1, protective of our natural resources. The green space that describes is not with wildlife natural habitat, which is much needed and one of our most precious treasures here. 2, protective of our settlement communities. Other counties are developing solutions and implementing them to protect the beautiful Gullah culture. Not this plan. Number 3, our history. We have sites all along the Waccamaw Neck that list the National Historic Places. Other communities work hard to preserve their history, but you're considering allowing a concrete jungle this plan describes to destroy much of ours. And finally, our safety. This plan doesn't even appear to consider the increase in loss of human lives given the population density this plan allows. Yes, we've somebody in a large scale evacuation. Yet, email documents including guidance describes how tourism is essential to consider in resort areas like ours in designing what is needed for a safe evacuation. I don't see where this plan even considered this kind of critical analysis. There's a comprehensive economic impact study included in this planning process. In our tourism dependent economy, with tourist season being hurricane season, who would bring their loved ones on vacation?
They don't
the loss of
care,
tourism.
ma'am. Don't you see all them people in there with you? All them folks in there with you, and not one of them look happy.
As well as lives. And we don't just have hurricanes here, we're also at risk for wildfires, hazmat spills, and other emergencies that require getting all of us out of here fast. Picture an evacuation.
Wildfires. Come on now. You sound like a come here too now. Wildfires.
Like the one last week in Rio Doso, where lives were lost and where there was warning, where there were roadblocks and cars, quote, in.
Ma'am, stop all that. Just tell them people y'all tired. Y'all don't want no more stuff over there. Send that stuff over there to them other people. They asking for it, and y'all keep giving us, and we don't want it.
Bumper to bumper, sometimes taking as long as an hour to go a single mile. It was absolute sheer terror, according
Please
to a
conclude
quote
your
in our
statements.
paper. And if we have to evacuate them,
What Morant?
Nick, I wouldn't want to be sitting where you are.
Oh, she look.
And vote yes tonight. I wouldn't be able to look in the mirror, and I hope that you won't be able to either. Please stop that.
I mean, he acting like she was gonna sit there and go over 10 or 15 minutes. The lady got to prepare a statement. She's trying to get to the end of it. This process needs to be changed. All right, well, face check. I can't believe Becky with the good. Well, Becky, who used to have the good hair. I cannot believe I got into this. Is there another Coke in it anywhere? Lily Jean. I'm going to the gym after this and work out because that's the last thing I'm worried about is anything y'all talking about. The chairman, he's checking his phone. What is he looking for? Again, turn down the ISO, whoever's on that camera. Jeez. And it's 6:30. And Everett, I don't think he's doing well. Keep your eye on him, guys. And Daddy Rabbit. Man, when those trout gonna start biting again?
Angela Olenek.
Victoria Actifilo.
You're gonna have to follow it. Let's go.
When facts and evidence have been presented by residents, scientists, environmentalists, engineers who agreed
She bragging about her community. She said they got residential scientists, engineers, astronaut, ex-president.
that a pause is best practice, and when these findings fail to bring hearts and sober minds together to reason, as many other counties have done very successfully, the result is always ultimate failure. When the pleas come forth from hundreds of residents and taxpayers, along with a beautiful Native woman like Miss Jackie,
Who?
and those pleas fail to move the hearts and minds of
She's
simple
y'all got to talk to Lily now. Lily, beautiful Native woman. Oh my God. Oh my God.
requests to pause.
That's what you better do. You better pause.
There's only one thing left to do. And that
I'm
is
talking
appeal
to
to
God
heaven.
now. You got me now.
Stay
You got
home.
to talk about doing all that appeal to heaven and praying. You got me, okay? You got me, Jackie. I mean, well, you're not Jackie, whoever Jackie is, but where is Jackie? Beautiful Native woman like Jackie. Jackie an Indian or something?
Family, safety, security, beauty, history, and resources the Waccamaw Neck provides all of us may be subjugated for the benefit of a few at the great expense of many. It appears
Welcome to
that
Georgetown County, Becky.
pride, strife,
Karen.
and the like have overtaken logic, wisdom, and question.
What if your name is really Karen and now that's kind of bad for people named Karen? I don't think her name's Karen, but go ahead.
This current state of discord has never and will never produce any good thing. Scripture is very clear that pride comes before the fall.
Oh boy. Oh boy. She know how to get me back in line. She go to that Bible. She could drop a verse on the boys. You know how to get me back in line. Now let's go.
I am asking that we forgive one another for past disputes and offenses and conduct the business of the Waccamaw Neck with wisdom, grace, unity, humility, and courage. No matter what your beliefs.
Y'all see all them heads shaking in there? Look at the head shaking in there. I love that, y'all.
Thing. Scripture is very clear that pride comes before the fall. I am asking that we
Oh my
forgive one
goodness.
another
Do you
for past
know,
disputes and
ma'am,
offenses.
Everett don't like you now. Because it's 6:30 and you said that right there. Pride comes before the fall. You some kind of prophet.
And conduct the business of the Waccamaw Neck with wisdom, grace, unity, humility, and courage.
No matter what your beliefs, you must know that the benefits of having we the
There you
people
go,
with
girl. Go, girl. I know you were gonna get it. I know you were gonna get it.
far exceed the pain you will experience having us against you.
Get the chance.
You must know that having your family, friends, and neighbors pray for good stewardship and measure government, know it their trust, safe, and safety to the highest level. On the other hand,
Lord have mercy, lady. That man. He think you. I promise you, he think Frank McClary's in you. He like that lady right there. They're not coming there but no doggone land you. She came there to taunt that man.
know that voting with the will of the majority of your
But it says speak the tell the truth and shame the devil.
constituents will garner a deep and great appreciation. This land was founded upon a covenant God made with his people, and that is relevant today. And I stand before Almighty God in the name of Jesus Christ and
Let's
in the
go,
power of his
girl.
Holy Spirit.
Let's go,
And I
girl.
ask that he hears this humble.
Let's go, girl. Let's go, girl. Let's go. They cut her off. I got you, baby. I got you. I got you. Yeah, that's what we do at Welcome to Angels, the podcast. Not a word
Good
from them.
evening, and thank you for this time. My name is Kim Fox, and I'm the executive director of the Poli College Businesses Continue up until the third reading.
And we had over 1,500 signatures about the ambulance. And we got a signature campaign coming up here very soon. That's going to be very important. Again, involving this body. If you was here for me from the beginning, you should be starting to connect these dots that I'm talking about.
Previously this afternoon emailed those signatures to you. During the update of the comprehensive plan element, our business it is imperative.
Ain't that an issue that we voted on in District 3? Isn't that an issue that was voted on in District 3? A lack of affordable housing. Read the title. I can't make this stuff up.
For the success of our business.
And if I tried, it wouldn't be this good.
Industries, nonprofits, that the county council provides aesthetic to housing solutions, multi and affordable housing for our workforce. The lack of housing inventory is significantly impacting our ability to retain and recruit employees to serve our community.
Now, let's get, again, that's what I'm telling you, man. That's why you come to Welcome to Andrews, the podcast. We're going to deal with the real issues. And it's not just us. It's not just us on the western side of the county. Okay? What she's talking about is the same thing that the NAACP, 4-6 Development, and We Do Good Work, the complaint alleges racism and classism motivated Georgetown County Council to deny 2021 rezoning request for an affordable housing project. This is 2024, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need to tell you that. You can't make this stuff up. That's why I don't listen to fat, cross-eyed people. You know what I mean? Like, you can't even watch what you put in your mouth, so I ain't trying to listen to what's coming out of it. You know what I mean? Now, somebody go tell her cross-eyed behind, I'm talking about her, so she had to listen the whole hour, and then she'll learn something. She got to learn something. Don't tell her when to where to go at. But here we go. Here's what we were talking about. Here's what we were talking about. Here's what we were talking about. This meeting, look at the date on the screen. This stuff is happening. This ain't about to happen, done happen. This is happening. But we just can't connect them dots through them seven districts. Well, we couldn't at one point, and that's where you're gonna hear them talk about the news coverage and how they don't get certain things. It's because that sloppy fat joker working for them, working for the establishment. And then you wonder why realtors would support somebody like that guy. That's in the clouds now, though.
Therefore, we support the adoption of the land use element of the code.
They're booing her because, again, we need this housing. But if they put that affordable housing over in the Waccamaw Neck, how affordable will that housing be? Do not. Somebody please get in the comment section and tell me I'm making sense. And if I'm not, I just need to stop right now. I'm not gonna say nothing else. Please, somebody let me know if I'm making any sense.
Teresa Engel.
But Bob Anderson, and he represents the Waccamaw Neck. I find that a little bit telling that he's not here tonight. I spoke to him April before the planning board meeting. He told me that this was absolutely nothing to worry about, that he didn't know anything about it, but then he called me back and told me it was nothing to worry about. Obviously, on the future land use, you see his name on the second page, along with the rest of you. I know that as council people, you have to live in this county. I wonder if you ever drive to Murrells Inlet from down here, deal with the traffic, drive through Georgetown, deal with the traffic. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have schools. We don't have the resources, the water and sewer department. We already have towns like Andrews that have terrible water problems. You'll see that throughout the county if our water system is pushed to the limit, which this plan will push it.
First of all, you need to shut up because you don't know what you're talking about. How many times you've been to Andrews, okay? And that's again with this media coverage. This is a person that has no clue as to what she's talking about. But she jumps on Andrews SC News. This is where they consume that garbage from. This lady hasn't been to one town hall meeting. What you need to worry about is what's going on over there in your community. Like we're worried about what's going on over there in our side of the community. And this is where the disconnect happens. Andrews is dealing with its issue.
To the limit. I think you need to pause. I think everybody here would ask you to pause on this. Do what we elected you to It can't handle it. I'm not saying we can't build here. Obviously, all of us, every one of us that live in a house, at one point that house was in the woods. But we can't go from low density to high density. We can't use up every bit of land and mash in as many houses as possible. We don't have the resources for it. It's really not a good plan. I think it was somewhat kept from the public by some of the news. I read about this plan a year and a half ago. Most of what we're talking about today was not mentioned a year and a half ago. In our
Obviously,
newspaper. I don't know if that's bad
your news
journalism. I
source.
don't know why, but
Obviously,
I know that
you consume garbage for news. Obviously, you don't actually come to meetings regularly, or you don't even pull up the agenda that you can pull the entire agenda and all the documents associated with each agenda for each meeting in Georgetown County. But you can come and tell Andrews about Andrews's water problem. Well, keep consuming your information from Andrews SC News and Garbage and Beyond, and now you see why there's so many citizens. Look at the effect of media that's not holding these people accountable. Look at the effect. Look at the effect. Look at all of these people. Not one person's come up there and said, "Hey, Councilman such and such, thank you for the good job you did for us over in this community. We want to take time and thank you." And I mean, nothing. Everybody's just mad, huh? Everybody's just mad, huh?
You don't normally get this many people out at a council meeting. I'm hoping you'll listen to people who elected you. Thank you.
And to your question, ma'am, sit your ass down. They ain't gonna answer you. Watch. Okay, so face check. I'm gonna act like I'm writing something here, and I really wish somebody would get me another Coke. Lily Jean says, "Oh, I cannot wait to get on that new machine that guy was showing me how to work it. It had my side hurting a little bit, but." And by the way, how do I look in this headband? Do I look young? 6:35. Morant checks his phone. Is Everett done yet? He's almost done, boss. I think this is who was paying that money. I think this is our guy right here. Keep watching him check the phone. And then the guy, Everett over there. Somebody better check on Everett. And Daddy Rabbit. I remember we used to kill squirrels down in that area they're talking about. Well, that was a long time ago.
Heisenberg.
Heisenberg.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Reisenberg. I've lived on the Waccamaw Neck for the last 25 years, and I'm increasingly concerned about the infrastructure and the lack of roads to support the traffic that we have now, and increasing the density and increasing the population by more than 50% is absolutely insane.
Insane, Bob, you say? They say affordable housing. How affordable is housing in the Waccamaw Neck, realistically, guys?
Don't have
Keep talking. They cutting your time.
Take a cue from Awaden. Hope I pronounced that right. That put a pause on all construction until we can read. We recently had Highway 30, was supposed to be a package around the Waccamaw Neck. That road has never been finished.
There's a lot of projects like that. maybe they can go ahead and extend Brick Chimney Road, but that's something else I can talk about there later on. We'll get back to that because that choppy thing just happened over. But anyway, let's just keep going. I digress.
And needs to be finished. All the traffic going from Myrtle Beach to George, through the Wacominet, through Georgetown, going.
Get ready to get flying cars. I guess that's what they're waiting on.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
And I've complained and written to all the appropriate people, and everybody agrees with what I'm saying.
So what happens since everybody agrees with what you're saying, sir? What happens? Tell us what happens.
But nothing gets done.
Oh my goodness.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Why is that, sir?
Time to sit back, pause, and fix things properly and support the people that elected you from the Wacominet. Thank you.
You left 12 seconds on the board. They're good. All right, let's get a check there. You elected me. How much longer are we gonna be in this meeting? Oh my God, those numbers look crazy over there. I think we got rid of them. Man, I really should have worked with them folks over there in Andrews. Dang this. I remember that man when he first came here. Man, he's aged a little bit.
Good evening. I've lived on the neck for 26 years, and I've seen obviously the growth. I only ask you, are we using the National Building Code, and can anyone answer that?
Can they answer that? Hold on a second. Let me get an answer for you, sir. Let me get your answer. Since you want an answer, let me get an answer for you. Here's your answer.
Has anybody read it? I see no hands. Well, that's the code we're using, but it seems rather democratic to me to see 5 people, none president who live on the neck.
Who's up there? Why are they sticking their nose? That's what they've been talking about Raymond Newton forever. That man just said it. All these people sitting up there making a decision about the neck, and none of them live over in the neck. That's why the 2 members that's missing, this is orchestrated. And this is the game that these people play on behalf of who? Realtors. Who? These are the people that come support them when they need campaign money. We'll see.
Mary Beth Klein.
Good evening, Mary Beth Klein, and I am here again to respectfully request that you defer any action on the proposed future land use map until with the public. I hope, but I think other council members know that Bob and Stella and Clint ran on platforms that promised no increased density on the Wacominet. And yet, this proposed plan increases density, additional 7,000 households, almost 17,000 people, and costs. You want to bring already clogged and congested neck because this is the quick, easy way to fill the tax offer of the county. It needs the rest of the county can be met. And if that is the case, if this goes through as is, some parts of the county may win, but at a great cost to every single citizen on the neck. There is nothing in this plan that to them. And I don't think I'm being overly dramatic. This is changing. All of our norms. Let's not allow that to happen. We are divided enough. So please, before we go any further,
She said it. They get all of your money and none of your input. So what Bob said that all the people over there just want to be into everything, and all the people on the other side of the Waccamaw Neck just want to be left alone. Obviously, you don't know what you was talking about, and whoever told you that lied to you, Bob Anderson, who's not at this meeting.
let us review these numbers. Adding 17,000 more people and 14,000 more cars to an area that can't handle what we have today is unthinkable. Let's do the right thing and create a future that is good for everyone in the county, not for the needs of some at the cost to many. Thank you.
All right, let's see. Let's get a check here. 640. Willie Jean still not giving a damn. He must be the chairman must be heard about those numbers from Andrews coming in. And I think Eric was able to see it, which means that the chairman intentionally left his phone where he could see it. And Daddy Rabbit is thinking about working on that new duck collar that he has. Quack, quack. And ain't nobody brought Becky another Coke. Becky, that's why your hair is so bad right now. You're drinking too much soda, sweetie.
Watson.
Good evening. My name is Cindy John. I live on the Neck. And members of council for hearing. I would like to say ditto, 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 except for two people. Okay. Just a couple of comments. A comprehensive plan usually has robust involvement by the community.
Listen carefully, my people.
What you have brought to us seems to be produced by Boudreaux, our consultant. I attended all of those meetings.
On the side of industry, not what the people want. Well, let's go.
All of my input. And you bring to me something that symbol I put in. That community is responsible for a comprehensive because they use it for the next 10 years, maybe longer. So,
And that's the kind of thing that we're talking about with the roads, with Department of Transportation, working with the community and the town, and coming up with a comprehensive plan, which is a way of saying, let's do the smart things first. Let's do what's, the obvious things, like instead of the Department of Transportation just sending a crew down through Andrews to fix random roads. Let's build a line of communication to where you at the Department of Transportation will understand the needs of the community more. And so when you come down and just start doing these roads, that plan will be in alignment with the people and what's needed in that area. But I only went to Andrew's side.
that they can see what's in their future. They can develop their future, where they plan to live, what they want it to look like. They don't want it to be an overgrown subdivision, which looks like somewhere they wouldn't want to live. The future planning of the biggest and have in plan. Go every evening, midday, more minutes in traffic. Well, there you go.
Alan Snipe.
Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity. And I am Snipe Allen. I've been hearing over and over again that the Waccamaw Neck has shortage of affordable workforce housing. A lot of it tonight. We haven't heard any, what do we do about it? I did a drive around between Willbrook and Blue Stem Roads on Pawleys Island and counted the number of multifamily units. I found 1,384 units. If you figure that 3/4 of those units hold 2 working residents, that gives us beds for 2,422 workers. That does not include any low-cost single-family or mobile homes. How many teachers, firefighters, service workers are there on the neck? I guess like 500 to 700. We don't have a housing problem. We don't need multifamily housing. We have an ownership problem. The problem is these units go up for sale. Newcomers anxious to relocate here will pay any price and buy the units out from under our working class. So how do we keep
What did I just
affordable
say?
housing affordable? Open your minds. I propose county council consider a newcomer on all housing, all house closings, priced lower than 20% below the average home price on the neck. This fee would not.
Now, you guys understand why realtors PAC would support a candidate like Everett Carolina. Okay, you listening to this in real time. This man right here is laying it out. Because if they build houses over on that Waccamaw Neck before anybody in this area can call it as affordable housing, somebody from someplace else, like I said earlier in the broadcast, is going to come and scoop that up. I don't live over there. My instincts just tell me this. He lives over there. I think he has a little better grip on the situation than I do. But I got a good grip on this beer, though.
Not be on anybody who can produce a W-2 proving that they work on the neck. In order to work, the fee would have to be high.
Made sense by imposing a fee for people trying to come in and just buy up, as opposed to being able to prove with a W-2 that you actually work. And but again, who do you think you're going to attract if you build these houses on the Waccamaw Neck and they quote unquote affordable houses? They won't be affordable for long. They're going to be Airbnb.
House price
And I'm staying in them too.
above the cutoff level. CFE to the best part. Those fees would be held by the county till they accumulate
Oh no. Now you're giving them another pot of money to steal and what their mistakes with.
enough for the county to supply housing for the most needy. The details of this
Why nobody don't need, boy. Bob Anderson and Raymond Newton said they not getting into no social engineering. Raymond said he don't want no poor people living that close to them people with that money.
idea would be worked out by a designated committee of county and welfare workers.
Get off the stage, sir.
And real
Get out of here, sir. That's what they're saying. I'm just doing their job for them.
But think about it.
Think about it.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Coldall.
Where y'all at? Choppy Road.
Since 2020.
2020. Some of y'all been living in these areas all of y'all life. Ain't never been but in that area. And here comes a Kamia from 4 years ago. COVID bring her here. And she already, you can't, I mean, she's exercising her rights now. I don't have no problem with what she's doing. But just think about that now. You got people that have been living in the area forever. Never been to a county council meeting.
Followed my sister and brother-in-law here, who have lived here since 1996.
Oh, you see? See how that works?
We felt we lived in a little slice of paradise. Quiet, beautiful area, lots of trees, open space, wildlife, and safe and friendly community. We've seen many changes over the years and have sadly experienced the inevitable effects.
So what, you thought you was the only person that was coming down here from COVID? They come and be like, it's crowded. No.
Too many people living in a very small area.
Oh my goodness, they go home then.
We now have terribly overcrowded hospitals.
Why? Why is it overcrowded, ma'am?
And doctors'
I'm
offices. Traffic
serious.
nightmares and daily, sometimes hourly accidents.
Accidents, guys.
Which burden our police and fire departments. And more recently, we've had an uptick in crime.
What? An uptick in crime? Carter Weaver.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
We have already surpassed maximum population growth for our area.
How long do you have to be a resident before you start saying we? I guess she said she done bought her a house. We. Let's go.
Our infrastructure was never designed to handle this.
Our infrastructure was never designed to handle this. And you know this, let me stop you here. Again, we at Choppy Road.
Overwhelming number of people. And now you, the county council, the supposed guardians of the galaxy.
The supposed guardians of the god doggone, not the galaxy, girl.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Not the whole galaxy. The galaxy.
Want to force through a half-baked and hastily developed land use plan that will open wide the door.
It's certainly who's y'all. I cannot. Rest in peace to my man Kevin Samuels, to the great Kevin Samuels. But I can't make this ish up. I can't make this up. A developer's dream. A developer's dream.
Our dream.
And developers, be realtors. Oh, look at her. She done got an applause. You want us now, miss. 4 years in the game. You want us. Let's go.
You need to help me out here.
Let's go. We working over on our side of the county. Y'all need to help us out again. We need to make this connection. I need to share this through all them groups over there in the Paula's Island now. Now I'm with everybody except that one lady talking about Andrew's water, like she knows she's talking about. Andrew's got some of the cleanest water in the state of South Carolina. You can come test it if you want, miss. Because don't you see y'all got scientists and archaeologists and botanists and zookeepers over there? Let's go.
Are you not the elected representatives of the people who voted for you?
They was, but that's another story.
Believing that you would be trusted stewards of the land and protectors of the health, safety, and well-being of your constituents? Concerns. Just
because they can. And
stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Ignoring us. We have repeatedly, very clearly expressed our real concerns with the plan.
And at your time.
To no avail. We need to take off. We need to step back. You have a lot of very angry people who are waiting to see what you're going to do.
Hey, y'all, look at Moran face. Moran laughing at them. Look at Moran. Look at the smirk on his face. Is it because he got an early count of the election numbers? That's the question. Is he laughing at them, or does he have insight? Because it's 648. Those numbers are, starting to really populate and come in right there. But in these two, you guys wrote that, you got in that article, and you talked about how you wanted to save green space, and as soon as them developers said, no, we can put some money in your pockets, you guys jump right for the bait. And what is he laughing at? What is he laughing at? Again, I don't even think Ms. Lily Jean even know what's going on. Ms. Lily Jean got this little youth look going on with that little headband. Go ahead, Mary Jane. Mary Jean, Lily
Stupid. I'm not gonna let you
Jean.
get the chance.
I know better than that. Let's go. What is Moran?
Leon Rice.
Oh, y'all better check on that. The lame duck.
Hey, I'm Leon Rice. I'm
Hey, what's up, Mr. Rice? How you doing, boss?
speaking on my behalf and behalf of Preserve Merle's Inlet Inc.
Okay, tell me what you used to do for a living. I don't know if he's gonna say that. He just looks like one of them types that's gonna tell you. I used to be a something. Go.
We know how the editorial that Dwayne Draper read, how some folks got
Not
elected.
used to public speaking. So let me be quiet and let him get it out.
So for the past year and a half, you have voted in favor
Why
of
I'm gonna leave him alone is because I want those of you who do not care about not care, those of you who have trouble with public speaking, I want you to look at the bravery in which this man does it. Like sometimes the issue supersedes any fear you got. Sometimes your voice just needs to be heard, and that's what somebody told him. I can look at him and kind of guess that he's like, man, look, I don't really do the public speaking, and they're like, look, we got to hear from you, and that's what he did. That's just me speculating, and I think that's the beer talking. Go ahead.
not everybody. Bob Anderson voted against every time. He looked at the red. If the county itself sent that one for voting for every high density application that came down the pike. I've heard the answer, well, the applicant checked all the boxes. The zoning code says they can put 16 housing units on the acre. So I guess we have to give it to him. This is wrong. This is dead wrong. You can turn down or modify a zoning request for many reasons. Incompatibility, traffic, flooding, infrastructure, too much density, crowding, access.
Do you guys keep you catch? Are you picking up on this theme, the reoccurring theme? Are you listening? The people just want you to vote, and they want you to vote for what they voted for you for. And if you can't deliver that, then move on to the next guy, next girl. Bottom line.
A lot of criticism. You are the counsel of the judge, jury when it comes to land use. Your decision today by sending this plan back and get us a new map with less red on it. Thank you.
Cindy Person.
Good evening. My name's Cindy Person. I want to say first, I was absolutely astounded to hear what I heard during the workshop. The consultant that was hired by the county and paid by the county told us at that workshop that this proposed plan increases density on the Waccamaw Neck compared to the current future land use map by 10%. That is substantial.
And this lady right here knows a thing or two about this current council right here. And this is what I'm talking about, these fighters that are there every week, every month. You know what I mean? And to the point that I'm making, this lady right here has been met her, it was over a year ago or so. In this is at Howard, and we met over here at the courthouse with this lady, right? You guys seen this video before.
Good evening. My name is Cindy Person. I am legal counsel for Keep It Green Advocacy. We are a public interest law firm that often represents folks who speak at public meetings. This evening at County Council, there was the final vote on a proposed ordinance number 2243, and we expressed our opinion that there are grave constitutional concerns about that. It's a 3-page document that is single-spaced, so there's lots of language that we think impinges on the First Amendment and the Due Process Clause. And
so this lady is, again, there on the front lines, and yet another topic, another subject that she is advocating for the people against Georgetown County Council. Can't make it up.
he told us that this current proposed plan, if built out, would allow 12,000 additional households. That's more than even our experts came up. We're being conservative. Why are we considering this? The experts in the community agree. It substantially increases density. And the one thing that we did that the hired experts didn't do is that we compared the proposed maps to existing development. The bottom line is everybody agrees increases density. It's acceptable to citizens to compare this plan with the current comprehensive plan or any previous one, and to rationalize approving an increase as if it's necessary to do that to downzone is absurd. You could downzone under the current plan today. You could have done it yesterday. You could have done it last week. You could have done it last year. You could have done it 10 years ago. The way you vote on this mission, we do not want to be Myrtle Beach. Thank you.
There you go, guys. All right, that was the final speaker. You can go and watch the rest of that meeting again on YouTube. I encourage you to go over there and watch that meeting. I encourage you to go back and watch other meetings, and you can see for yourself what the tone of the situation is in Georgetown County. And I'm going to get back to doing that. We're also going to be doing this for Williamsburg County too. So we're going to be, somebody got to please keep me up on when Williamsburg County, give me their schedule as far as the county council meeting. I'll find, I can look it up. Start pulling these agendas ahead of time and start figuring out how are these different things finding their way onto the agendas. Okay. Because again, now you see why Realtor SE came in, dropped that money on. And I suspect that they'll just shift that money to another candidate, whoever is in agreement with the way that they want them to vote. And so we'll see. But this is what's going on in Georgetown County, South Carolina. All right. And we're gonna take a couple of days off and get some rest, and then we'll get back at it. But again, as you see, all the celebration, whatever, the work still needs to be done. There's a lot of work still needing to be done. If you know anybody that is not registered to vote, that is eligible to be registered to vote, register them to vote. If they are a convicted felon, they can vote unless their felony is dealing with election crime or something like that. Not something like that, but that's per the rules. But register them to vote. Figure out which district you are voting in. Once you get that information, you know what I mean, print it, keep it handy so that there's no pushback when you go step into the booth to vote. All right. And so definitely went a little longer than I wanted, but I think I went what I needed to. You can go back to this without my commentary, without my takes, whatever. But and my internet is dying on me. So with that, I'm gonna say good night. Make sure you hit the follow button, like button. Go follow me over on YouTube. All right, welcome to Andrews the Podcast. Find that over on YouTube, and I need you to do that so that in the event of me being shut down, these programs will still come out, and they'll be on multiple platforms. I'm not saying you got to go watch me over there, but just go and hit the subscribe button so that whenever Facebook decides that they want to sit me down, or somebody takes offense to what I say and then they want to flag me, usually it's a 24-hour process, but eventually I think they're gonna try to take my channel down over here. So it's all good though, and we'll just build more. But yeah, make sure you go and follow me over there. And if you're on Twitter, which is X, follow me over there on Twitter also. Same thing. Welcome to Andrews the Podcast. Good night.